Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Let me switch this to all chat. There is a bit of a delay. That's it's got to be YouTube because I don't get this much of a delay on Twitch, but there's definitely a delay. Hey, what's up, Burso? Thank you, thank you. How's it going, Infuse? Okay, so my face is extra big. I'm gonna record a quick video. It's gonna be some promotional content, but I've been trying to taking a bit of a break. Uh, this morning, and now it's I wanted to record this before I went live today, but yeah, man, I'm glad you're here, dude. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna record something here. I made my face bigger just for this recording. I gotta. I'm gonna record it, and then y'all tell me what you think. All right. All right. Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Roadblock, and it's my birthday. So I'm doing two streams today. I'm streaming right now. I'm actually recording this while streaming. And I'll be recording from now until about 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then I'll also be streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Now, I always kind of do this. I tend to like get really hyped and try to get as many like friends and family to come and watch on my birthday. And back in the day, I used to think like, okay, I'll get like a whole bunch of people to watch me on my birthday, and then that's just gonna blow my channel up or whatever, right? But that's not what this is about anymore. I've been slowly building up this channel, and I'm really happy with the direction that it's going. I'm really happy with the community that I've created, and mostly this is a celebration of that. I just want to hang out with people. I want to hang out with my community. I want to hang out with my friends and family. I want to do all of that. So if you're able today to come and watch, it'll be on my YouTube. It's youtube.com/ the letter I, the letter M, and then Roadblock. I have to say it that way because some people spell it I am Roadblock. It's not that. It's I'm Roadblock, the letter I, the letter M, and then Roadblock, all one word. You can just, I'll be linking it in whatever social media content you see this on. But I'm really hyped about it. I really want to just get a bunch of people to come hang out, chat. As you can see, the game that is behind me right now is the game that I've built my channel around, which is Raid Shadow Legends. I know I'm doing at least one account takeover for that, guys. However, other than that, who knows? I might play some new games. I might play some Apex with old friends, some Overwatch. Um, who knows? I really don't know. We're just gonna kind of wing it and see what happens. Okay. So I'm definitely gonna be doing some raid. That much I know. So look forward to seeing you all there if you can make it. If not, I totally understand. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right. I got that one out of the way. I'll shrink my face back down. I think that's about normal there. So, what do you guys think? You think that was a good promotional video? I'm about to go post that to like all my socials to try and get some more eyeballs today. I may have already said thank you, but thank you for the happy birthday infuse. I'm gonna edit that real quick too. I'm gonna have to cover chat for a second here while I actually let me do this. Let me do this. There we go. It won't take me long to edit. I just gotta put stuff together. Uh, and then I also gotta do a couple like messages and stuff to people because I think somebody wanted an account takeover. Whole reason I'm doing this extra stream during the day is because some of my European viewers I think wanted to get a to get a account takeover. So I need to communicate with them real quick. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it. for the happy birthday, and I'm glad you liked the video. Hopefully it comes across well. So I'm just editing right now. So sorry for the black screen behind me, guys. I'm just doing an editing of a. For those of you just joining us, I'm doing an editing of a promo video I just recorded for tonight's streams. So really excited about them. For those of you that don't have, a lot of my viewers haven't been with me, since my last birthday, but I kind of do this every year where I'd get all my friends and family to come watch me, and I'd get 30 some views for a stream, and then I would go stream the next night and I'd have zero, and it would break my heart, and then I'd quit. I think I've talked about that on the channel before, but so this is different, right? I've been doing it the right way. I've been just making content, putting it out in the world. If you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, right? And so far the reception has been pretty good. So all right, that's that. I'll take that out. Shoot. There was one other thing I wanted to say in that video though. I'm gonna re-record it. I It's fine. I'm not gonna re-record it. I'll keep it as is. Okay. Yeah, that works. All right, that's uploading. I can get screen back now. All right, what's going on, everybody? While I'm waiting for that to upload, I'm also gonna send some messages out. That's the wrong channel. This is the one. Who wanted account takeovers today? Oops. Oh, that was the wrong button. This one. You've been keen on an blah blah blah. You'd be keen on an account takeover if I fancied it. Only been in the clan a few weeks, so no issues if there's others wanting it. Who are you in the clan? I only see you as Matthew. Thank you for the happy birthday cookie. I appreciate it. Hold up. Only thing I gotta make sure I get done today too is that I get my stuff done. I think I'm done on Curse City. I don't think I have anywhere else that I can go on this account. Yeah, I can't do this one. Was I able to do this one? That seems like a team that should auto this, right? Mondragon, thank you for the happy birthday. I'll be bouncing around between my channels right now. Holy crap, congrats. Oh, Cookie. I assume you're in congrats on Gold 1 Live Arena. I just saw that. Ah, this game hates multiple. Uh, be prepared. Okay, so Matt would be first, and then Dreamer. All right, let me get my clan bosses done, just because I don't want uh my keys to go to waste. So I need to do one more on hard here on the main account. And then now that all right, give me 20 minutes. Okay? That'll put us at 11:30. I'll start doing the takeovers. I'm not going to be looking at chat for a little bit, guys. I'm going to take this video that I uploaded. Oh shoot, it's going to take some time to render probably. Or not render, but convert to HD. I really don't want to send the SD version out. How long is it going to take to go to HD? Because I was going to post this on like my Facebook, like my personal Facebook, my my Discord, sorry. I'm actually going to be really excited to stop playing across all my accounts because it slows my computer down so much to have three versions of the game running. And like I don't have a potato, like my computer's decent, it's just not it's just a little bit old. It's about 5 years old, but I mean it's well built. It still handles games pretty well, but between if I'm streaming and uploading a video and playing on three accounts, like it bogs down. I've got 23 minutes left on that video being done. So we'll play a little bit of Raid, and then I'll take that video and post it when it's done. I guess it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I'll I do want to click that button, but it does not go to a playlist. Okay. So got a link for it. I'm checking chat real quick. Drop straight back out of, of gold. Okay. So you're Pi854 in the clan. All right. Sweet. Yeah, I'll get your account takeover started here. Like I said, we'll do 20 minutes. It's an even round number. Well, about 15 minutes now, but let me post this on like my X and stuff. Um, dude, that's a lot of tweets. Okay, not much. So I didn't record videos last night, and I wanted to. I had a meeting an hour away from where I live last night. So I drove an hour there. We had like a 3 hour meeting, and then drove an hour back, and then worked a 3 hour shift. And uh yeah, I came home. I was able to stay awake until 9 o'clock when my daughter went to bed, and then I went to bed. And when I say I went to bed at 9 o'clock, I've laid down at 9 o'clock before. I've never fallen asleep at 9 o'clock. My head hit the pillow and I was out. Like I remember getting into bed, and the next thing I remember was waking up to my wife making noise this morning while she got ready for work. So I was not capable of recording content last night. I really wasn't. So yeah, but uh which sucks because I missed out on so much, right? I couldn't do the training or anything, but dang, wow, I can't spell. now and again at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, it's my birthday. Come hang out for my live streams. Now and again at 9 p.m. Eastern. Right now and again at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Sweet. Okay, there's that one. That's not what I wanted to click. I wanted to click Discord. All right. I feel weird about. So I'm in Odd One and Hell Hades Discords. I feel bad about promoting myself there. Oh shoot! And then I need the other one. Get shareable link. There we go. Oh, I can close this now. That already uploaded. Yeah. Oh, and then I want to copy that one. Hey, Infuse, are you still here? I need to stop clicking that. Okay. Mikey will yell at me if he doesn't like that. I'm gonna disable streamer mode so I can see. Eamon also wanted. Okay. All right. So we got 3 account takeovers. I could probably do that between 11:30 and 2. All right. I promoted myself there. Promoted myself there. All right. Sorry. I asked you if you were here and then immediately stopped looking at chat. Let me pull chat back up. All right. So he didn't respond. So do you have promotion for stream? There you go. Okay. I was like, I didn't know if you had a promotion channel. All right. We'll do this. There we go. Okay. That's every channel that I want to promote myself in. So cool. Oh, Facebook. This one's gonna be a little bit longer because I gotta type a message. Hey everybody. Usually every birthday. There we go. Hey, real quick, guys. Also, I had somebody. So, hey, thank you, Savage, for the happy birthday. Um, Somebody mentioned to me in my comments the other day. I need to address this in a video too, but uh, a couple of people, their subscription, like they subscribed to me on YouTube, right? Not the membership, but the subscription, and it would drop them as a subscribe to me for some reason. So just double check that you guys are subscribed because we are still pushing for that goal. Right now, this is what I forgot to mention in my video, and I'm really sad about it. But we're at 834 subscribers, so I'm really just trying to push and get as many as we possibly can, like for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? So and then I have two people I want to message who have been with me from the start. There they are. Hey guys. What was that? Was it a sub? Hey, Liam Foster, thank you for the sub. I don't know what triggers like thank you for the happy birthday, Cedric. I don't know what triggers my like notifications in here and versus like I get emails and then I get notifications in here. I don't know what triggers them. Like cuz some people can subscribe to me without me knowing that they like what their information is. You know what I mean? All right. So, yeah, we've got 7 minutes. I am going to. So, let me just verify that you're still here. Who am I doing first? Let me pull up the clan. We need a logo for the clan. Okay. I can do 3 today. All right. So, Matt, are you still in the chat? This is the best way. So, I'll do a couple. Let me make sure I've used all my clan boss keys. Yeah, for whatever reason I can't
shoot him, Kevin.
Shoot him, Kevin. What was that? Yeah, Liam Foster subscribed. Thank you, Liam, for the subscription. All right, so you're still in chat. Cool. I just DM'd you in Discord. Let me just. All right, used all my keys on this account. We use our second key on this account. Dude, that account's getting a lot stronger. 9 million a key. I don't know how all of a sudden that account got so much stronger. Got you on the TV with the Discord on the phone. All right, cool. Yeah, so what you'll need to send me, and don't worry, I'm gonna black out my screen. I'm gonna log off. In fact, I'll do it now while I log off all these accounts. So there's that. So let me get logged out of my accounts real quick, and we can do your account takeover. I'm gonna try and keep them. So we're doing 11:30, 12:30, 12:30, 1:30. All right, I'll try to keep them around 45 minutes each, because I don't want to be, I want to make sure because I got 3 right now that are scheduled, so I don't want to. I don't want to drag. I don't want anyone to get skipped. So these ones I'm mostly doing for. I mean, I'll do them for anybody that wants them right now. Of course, if you're in my clan, they're free. If you want an account takeover and you're not in my clan, I do just ask that you be a member of the channel. So to become a member of the channel, I don't promote it as much because I kind of feel bad asking for that kind of stuff. But To become a member of the channel, like if you're on my page, give me a second here. Yeah, so if you're on my page, you'll see a join button. When you click that button, it'll prompt you for the membership cost. Again, it's not a requirement for my clan members, but I do ask that, people that do account takeovers that aren't in the clan, I do ask that you become members. Just helps me out ever so little until we can get that 1,000 subscriber mark. So that's also the best way to directly support the channel, is to sign up for a membership, because a big chunk of that goes directly to me. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have merch yet. I do want to at some point. So, all right, let's get this info. Let me make sure my screen's blacked out still. It is. Okay, cool. All right. So focus on Hydra. I can take a look at that. I'll have time for you, Eamon. Don't worry about it, bud. I'll get to you. All right. Manage. All right. So Matt, just so you know, I'll type this to you too. I'm about to log in. It will kick you if you are on. I don't like spend. Well, we'll talk about the rest of that. What you're sending me right now. I don't like spending other people's silver. I know that you're giving me permission to, and I appreciate that, but I probably won't do it, and that's not a. All right. Yeah, that has happened before on my streams where people have gone back on. Okay. So it is launching right now. Let me pull up my chat. Sam, welcome. Thank you. Enjoy. I'm glad you're here for them. I actually love doing account takeovers. I feel guilty sometimes because I don't want to be mean, but like, okay, cool. Doesn't use my game name here. Pan South. Cool. Yeah. No, it doesn't. Man, I love what YouTube has done for me. So I was streaming on Twitch for 10 years before ever finding any success here. And YouTube was, what the discoverability on YouTube is so much better. But um I'm gonna pull this up now. The streaming on YouTube, it leaves a little bit to be desired. Like I love everything about it, but there are certain things, features that aren't as like available on um on uh Twitch, right? Hey, Pazulex, thank you for the happy birthday. Luis, thank you for the happy birthday. Doesn't use my. Yeah, sorry, I read that one already. Okay, so real quick, this is just I just have to say that Herdblock is the best clan leader ever. Also, an amazingly good-looking guy. All right. All right, first things first, let's take a look at the roster. Let's see what we got. Okay, so obviously Rathalos, we know we've got that. Let me see what other message. Any advice on how to take it would be much appreciated. Cool. All right, we've got. Oh wow, you've got Korrigar Deathbell. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Let's take a look. So your Pi. And on Nightmare, you're getting 14 million a key. So you're a 4 key right now? Okay. Okay. I'm going to tell you right out the gate, I'm very, very happy with some of your choices here. No flat stats. Okay. This is going to sound strange because I'm sure a lot of you are going to be like, he's got common gear. But speed boots. Speed on their speed boots and their speed set. I'm going to say this one thing, though, and this is very important. If we take a look, I wouldn't get rid of these boots. However, because you're not completing the speed set here, you're going to be better off using probably 6-star boots than 5-star boots. And I would go for something that might get you better stats for your Korugar. You know what I mean? This is great. This is a good item for like Deacon, right? If you wanted to completely fill out a speed set on Deacon, or I'm not saying to do that, by the way. Your Deacon boots are fine. If there's a champion that you just really want to go fast, and that's all you care about is speed, you don't want them to live, you don't care about them having full stats, then common boots like that are a great option. However, if you do want them to live, which Korugar you want to live, then, and you're not completing the speed set, then you're probably better off using some other boots that are 6-star and give you more stats. Yeah. Is it possible? And just let me know, Matt, because I know you told me you're on your phone and on um the YouTube on the TV. Is it possible for you to comment in my chat just so that because it's okay if not. It's okay if not. It's just slightly inconvenient for me to have to pull up Discord and the chat. Um, well, Pazerlex, I want to stream more often. I really do. It's just a real uh it's just hard. Like last night, so I don't know how much you saw, but I wanted to record last night and post videos to promote today and just to give an update. I couldn't stay awake, man. I think if I had a steady work schedule it'd be fine, but my schedule changes all the time. And so it really takes a toll on me. And like I literally fell asleep at 9 o'clock. Though I can't remember the last time I went to sleep at 9 o'clock. Like genuinely, I cannot. It's been years. I don't even think I went to bed at 9 o'clock when I was in the military. Like it was crazy to me that my wife was in shock. She was like, "Are you okay?" So, okay, yeah, you can. All right, cool. I appreciate it, Matt. It's just easier for me that way. I'm not ignoring chat and talking to you. So one thing, so I'm very, very happy with your stats. I'll say that. The only now, given the changes, polymorph probably isn't a big thing if you're using Korugar in your arena teams, which I personally don't think I don't know what his, I don't know his kit that well. Um I know that he's an ally protector. I knew that much. And a strengthen. Excellent. Yeah, this is a really, really great champion. Um, and he has a self heal too. That's really big. Filling the turn meters. He's got turn meter fill. And it's 100% too. So once you have him buffed, you can build around it. Pretty stingy with your silver, so you tend to only re-gear when it's the free gear removal. Okay, that's fair. That explains why you've got 14K. Let's see where you are at dungeons. I really hope to see Dragon 20. Yep. Okay. Good, good, good. Spider 15. That sounds about right. Did you have a lure? I think you had an allure, right? Yeah. Okay. So you've got the secret weapon. I'm not surprised to see that. You probably have a little bit of difficulty on Ice Golem, but reality is with Korrigar, you'll probably be able to do stage 20 because you'll just be able to survive the big hits. As long as you get Korrigar on a fast enough speed. Wait, what's free? Oh, your small pack. Yeah. As long as you get Korrigar, nice, saving up. Ooh, look at you. Doing all the right things. You won the tournament and got Nergigante. Dude, so awesome. That's awesome. For the first couple of weeks, you didn't watch my vids and built masteries on PvP, so some masteries will be off. That's okay. You get one free reroll on masteries, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just looking to see. Yeah, reset for free. So these aren't PvP masteries as they are, but you do get that reroll. So, and then Bad L in Brimstone, that makes sense. Yeah, I would normally say like do Brimstone here for Korrigar, but I'm realizing now because I always forget about the accuracy requirement now. So I would say like you're probably fine leaving Polymorph because the stats are all the same across the board now. So it kind of doesn't matter. The only one that would give you damage would probably be either, and I haven't seen enough reviews on it to see if it's any good, so I don't know if like Iron Will and Heaven Cast do enough damage. Well, this reduces damage, right? But you're not gonna have debuffs on you, so Heaven Cast increases damage on a champion that has a bunch of debuffs, right? According to the number of buffs on them. So it's going to be interesting to see if Heaven Cast ends up being better than Phantom Touch as far as damage goes. I haven't researched it, so we have a lot of new changes, and it's hard to say. Let me look at your Clan Boss team again. So your Clan Boss team, we already know you're good on stats, right? And so 3 poisons with Korrigar, and then the speed lead. Okay. I'm going to tell you one thing that you're not doing that you should be doing is using team setup here. So, because right now, we're going to do that too. So we're going to we're going to do your Clan Boss once. We're going to go Deacon lead. I assume that was wait, who am I forgetting? Hold on. You're not bringing Rathalos. Interesting. How well built is your Kale? I think we bring Rathalos over Kale. I know your Rathalos is a little, like... Wow, that's good crit damage for crit, because he's in crit rate gloves, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh, Killstroke. Yeah, Killstroke gear is huge. Kale seems to bring more damage. Probably because of lack of books and because you're using Helm Smasher. So you have PvP stats for your Rathalos. I am not a fan of Rathalos in PvP. That may come as a shock. When you don't have anybody else, he's great. But not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of him for PvP because his biggest damage dealing abilities take so long to get ramped up, right? Like, because you're not going to have HP burn on anybody. So this part isn't relevant. And then like this big hit hits hard, but it's not as hard as other big hits in the game, right? This one ignores 25% of defense, which is great on a nuke, but it's only an AoE on the second use of it. So you're talking a 4-turn cooldown unbooked. So you're talking 6 turns before you get to do the AoE version of this, right? Um, so you know who is you're probably sleeping on as a PvP nuker is Shamail. Um, Shamil's not only good for Hydra. A lot of people use him for Hydra, and he is amazing in Hydra. Don't get me wrong. However, as a PvP nuker, he can smack because he ignores for each buff. So if you have a few buffs on him, which you will, he can do true damage. He can ignore 100% of defense, right? If you have 3 buffs on him, he can ignore all of their defense. And then if he kills someone, he fears the rest of the team. And it's true fear, meaning they'll lose their cooldowns. So he's a bit of a sleeper nuker. Um, so I'm not saying to necessarily do that. There's one drawback for building him as a PvP nuker, and that reduces his power in Hydra because he'll kill the head too fast. The fear head, which is the whole reason you bring him in Hydra, if you do too much damage with him, he'll just smoke that head, and then you don't gain the advantage. One of the common strategies right now is to bring Shamil and leave that head alive. Don't touch it. Let it live and just gain turn meter from it, because the way Shamil works, his passive, whenever people get feared, he gives turn meter. Well, it's broken on Hydra right now. When I say broken, I don't mean broken as unfair, but you can manipulate it to be unfair. It's broken in the sense that it only does it to who your lead is. So like if your second or third champion gets feared, he gives the turn meter to the leader. So if you put someone that gives turn meter to your team as the leader, then you can just keep on pumping turn meter to your whole team using this mechanic, right? So you don't want to kill that head. If he's built for damage, he can kill that head pretty quickly because it's kind of weak HP. So that's kind of the drawback. But he's a great PvP nuker. How would I build Shamil? Well, like we're talking about. So I have to build him for damage. And I say that because I only bring him and Acrisia as my biggest damage dealers on my current team as it is. And so he has to burn down heads when like if Acrisia gets eaten, Shamil has to free her. So I need him to do some damage. This is a good build though, because you do need accuracy to get the benefit. So you need to have accuracy on him in order to get the benefit of removing buffs, which is another thing that he does really well. And he can just passively remove buffs in Hydra. You want him fast, but you also want him to hit a little bit. So he's kind of a weird champion to build, but mostly you just need him to be alive in Hydra. At the bare minimum, you need him to be alive so that he removes all the fears on your team. Otherwise, you have to bring Veil, right? So, I don't know how to build a bad Alcazar. Because I don't know how hard this can hit. If it's worth building him in, crit rate, crit damage, that kind of stuff. I will say that you're probably capable. We're gonna do a little experiment here. That's why you're getting With both of these items, I'm telling you, man, you're probably going to be able. Yeah, you're using a lot of crit damage gear. You're smart. I like your build. I do. I wonder if there's a way to improve it a little bit on Rathalos. So let's go fitting room. Let's go crit rate, crit damage gear. I don't even know where to start. Okay, what about attack percent with crit rate and crit damage? A little bit of, well, actually, no. First thing I want to do, I'm not going to make these changes. I'm just kind of experimenting. So we want crit damage gloves with crit rate. And we get to keep kill stroke, or maybe get 2 kill strokes. So we'll try this on. Obviously, that's not fully leveled up. It's so unfortunate. I'm so sorry about that. That's just unlucky. And here's the thing: don't re-roll this. You're gonna be tempted at some point, maybe way down the line, you get a better crit damage gloves, but you've got crit damage with crit rate. It's got flat attack, and it rolled 3 into flat attack. That sucks. But you could re-roll this and get flat defense on it, right? And then you're like, okay, well now I have to trash it, right? So it's still good for the time being, and we're gonna see what I can do with it. So we have a lot of crit rate to make up now. So we'll do a primary stat, or no, we want substats. We want crit rate, crit damage, and everything but gloves, right? So I think we keep the weapon. I want to keep the chest if possible. So let's see. It's a lot of crit rate to make up for. Let's just do crit rate and see what we can make happen here with the other 3 pieces. Because I would love to keep Killstroke. Do you have any other pieces of Killstroke with crit rate on them? No. Okay. How much crit rate is on? All right, let's do this. Let's do primary stats, crit rate, high. So give me your highest crit rate gear. So this would get us, it would lose some crit damage, but let's see what we can do. So this shield. And then boots. Are these, they're flat stat boots. Yeah, I think you've got the best possible build right now. All right. I'm gonna ask. Whoop, fuck. I wanted to ask you again before I. Oh, I didn't click it. Okay, cool. I got scared. Uh, Thank you, Boarhead, for the happy birthday. Uh, Happy birthday, Hawk Gaming. I'm gonna ask before. Is it okay if I upgrade these to 12, Matt? I don't usually like spending people's silver, and you said your silver stringent, so I just wanted to ask. I'm only gonna take them to 12. These are decent. I'd love to see crit damage on them, but and remember there is a delay, so while I'm waiting for that. Yeah, upgrade them. Okay. Taking them to 12. There we go. All right. So that gets to 80. That's so nuts, too, because you have the extra 5% from the Rathalos, too. And even then, we're talking real minimum extra crit damage. So I've never seen that before. That's really impressive to see crit rate gloves put in so much work. This is a really well built Rathalos. I don't usually like crit rate gloves. I usually, but you did it the right way and you built crit damage only items. So you kind of took advantage of what that crit rate does for you, and you're able to bring in a ton of crit damage. What's his attack at? Yeah, 4,000 attack. Hawk, I can do some. I might have time to go on my account and do some advice for Dark Fae. So give me a moment. Maybe I'll make a video on it too. But um, yeah, Rathalos is built well. I don't see any sleepers. How do you heal? Do you just count completely on Deacon to land Leech? I mean, that's what I do, so there's nothing wrong with that. So why would you get more damage out of Kale than Rathalos? Because you shouldn't. Oh, let's talk team setup because we never finished that. So if we go in here, I'll fix this, and I'll take Rathalos out and I'll put Frozen Banshee in. So we're doing a poison heavy team, but you want to turn this off. So you may be thinking like, well, I want to give turn meter to my whole team. It ain't worth it, and you want her using her A1 more. You want more poisons, right? And that's where you may feel like Kale is doing more because of poison sensitivity. But if you do this route where she's applying more poisons, because she'll apply more than Kale will, that will open up room, and you might be able to get more damage now because your Frozen Banshee will be doing more damage, and your Kale's going to do less damage as a result because there's going to be fewer stacks of poison available, right? So she's A1ing every time she's landing two big boy poisons, right? Bad L is applying two big, so that's four poisons, right? And then Kale's applying all the level 1 poisons. I do account takeovers for anybody, Luis, but I ask that they become members of the channel. So if you want to become a member of the channel, you go to my channel, you'll see a join button. Actually, you might see it right now. It is $4.99, but you can join. So we've got two poisons from Frozen Banshee, two from Bad L. Granted, they're on a longer cooldown, right? So a 3-turn cooldown. And then you have Kale on a 3-turn. Is it really a 4-turn? Even with the. Oh, you poor man. You don't have any. This is a great team. You're gonna do a lot better once you get this down to a 3-turn cooldown. That's why you're having trouble. You just need books to land on Korugar. I said poor man because they're all in the A2, and that's so unfortunate. It's good because you get the turn meter out of it, but it's sad because you don't get the once this is on a 3-turn cooldown, well, you're gonna be good. All right. I don't want to waste your gems, but I do want to kind of see, because you did a key already, right? Oh, hang on, let me save this. So we definitely want this off on Frozen Banshee. Everything else can be on. I would say open with the defense and then use this. We can set it to default. Yeah, I mean, everything else on default should be good. So I don't think we need to make too many tweaks here. So we'll save that. We'll go in and we'll name this Clan Boss. Pazlulex has a good point, Luis. We're missing a clan member if you wanted to join, but I would ask that you please not try to join just so I could do an account takeover. But he does have a good point. So in a bubble, like, right, in a vacuum, if we're just focused on clan boss, which Deacon is not, then for Deacon, I would go with Cruelty to decrease the clan boss defense permanently for everybody. Obviously, we're not in that vacuum. I didn't look at what speeds you guys are at either. 210. Well built. Man, I feel bad. I'm saying all these positive things, and I take over other people's NM accounts, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? So I do feel bad. Yeah, once your Korugar gets that 3-turn cooldown, you're going to be set on him. You could probably free up. How are you getting all this kill stroke? The only way I got kill stroke on my free to play, and it looks like you've been playing for about as long as my free to play. Maybe actually less long, because you don't have what's his name? Monkey King. Sun Wukong. God, I couldn't remember. Okay. Really, you got them all from Deck of Fate. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. If you were playing during Deck of Fate, why don't you have Sun Wukong? Did you just miss him? You must have just missed him, huh? Okay. Let's try. So we've seen you did one key, right? You used a key. You did Nightmare. You did 14.73 million, right? So let's do a Nightmare key because you have one available. I'm not going to spend any gems. Well, we want to leave her. We're going to take out Kayle. Or sorry, we're going to do it in the team setup. So we want to use the team. We're going to take out Kayle. We'll put in Rathalos. One reason Kayle's probably doing more damage is because Rathalos doesn't have War Master. You haven't built for PvP. I would actually build Bad L more for PvP, maybe. But for right now, do that until you can get Nogorio is a good PvP nuker as well. He's one that's a little bit slept on by some people. And that's pretty much it on your account. I don't see any other like sleeper nukers on the account other than like Marquess, but your account's too good to waste resources on a Marquess. You'll find other people as you go. But Nogorio is really good. Okay. So we're going to try this team. I hope I don't cost you a 4 key. Well, this is a great affinity for this team because I'm taking out a magic dealer, right? So we'll see what happens. And Rathalos on auto should be fine. The biggest flaw that you have right now is just your Korugar is not on a 3-turn cooldown yet, and he will be. Here's another thing I might recommend. And this is going to sound kind of crazy. With this team, you could probably take out Deacon. You might even be able to pull off a Deaconless team with Kayle and Rathalos on the team. And the reason I say that is because you have a cleanser and you have the continuous healing. You don't really need the leech. Any champions like Deacon easy to get? I mean, yes and no. There's plenty of decreased defense AoE champions out there, but there aren't a lot of turn meter boosting champions. There's not a lot of champions that can do what Deacon does as a Void. The reason that I'm saying to take out Deacon, did you see what he did right there? So he had Ally Protect on him, and he got an extra turn and took it off. Like, he's always going to take, like, the other option would be to turn off his turn meter. I'm not saying that you have to do it. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying that unless the team is, like, perfectly speed-tuned, Deacon is naturally going to take off his own Ally Protect, right? Now, it's okay if it happens right here. See, because he gets that extra turn, so he took off all of his buffs. And then Clan Boss is about to get a turn. Now, granted, no one has it, but as you get further on, you may run into a scenario where Deacon is removing his own Ally Protect. And that could have an impact, right? You want Ally Protect up every time the Clan Boss does his any attack, really. You'll see, like, even the stun, like, that barely affected Frozen Banshee. That's a rare. She's not high defense, right? She's a rare, low defense. Yeah, this team is much more viable when you have Korugar booked. Because, yeah, the biggest issue, someone pointed it out in the chat, the biggest issue is that Rathalos is dying way earlier than probably your Kayle, who's in lifesteal gear. And just because he's so low on defense as well. So once you get that Ally Protect up all the time, you'll be able to survive a lot more. I'm just hoping we do at least 10 million damage here so that I don't ruin your 4 key. Okay, boom, there we go. Your account's pretty good. Korugar's amazing. Once you get him built, he's going to be awesome for you. Eventually, if you mess with the speed tunes and try to get it to a point where Korugar is applying his Ally Protect last in the team, right before the Clan Boss takes a turn, that will guarantee your run to go well over 50 turns, potentially. Depending on how well built the Korugar is, as long as you can keep him alive. Maybe there might be another champion in there that could bring some better protection for the team. By the way, I would change. I'm assuming this is a holdover. This mastery is a holdover because he doesn't give anybody increased defense. So this blessing doesn't do anything any longer for your Vogoth. I'm assuming that's just a holdover. Okay. So let's talk Hydra now, because you asked for some help with Hydra. And again, back to the Deacon thing, I'm not saying that it's bad to have Deacon in the team. I'm just saying that that's something that it's okay if you can speed tune the team to the point where Korugar goes last in the rotation every time before the clan boss takes a turn, so that you always have ally protect up. And then Deacon can run it out, and as long as it's a 3-to-1 ratio, basically, right? So every three that Korugar gets 3 turns before clan boss does, and he applies his ally protect, right? If you make that work, then you're good. And Deacon makes that happen easier because he brings a speed aura and he brings turn meter fill to the whole team. So it's a high possibility that he would be good in that scenario. But right now, when you have it on like a random kind of tune, he can take off the protection himself. It didn't affect that run, so I could be wrong. So grain of salt with what I'm saying. It was just something, it was a thought that popped into my head, right? Okay, let's talk Hydra. Now, what I love about Hydra is that I can use your keys and not use your keys. All right, so normal. You already know what to do, dude. This is exactly the exact team that I would have done. I would make one change and put Deacon in, because you don't have a decreased defense champion in this bunch. I'm going to manual it. I want to see how well it goes. But you understand the concept already, right? Where, do we have the Fearhead out already? We don't. Now, you don't have a Taunter, which sucks. Or a Burner, which sucks. So, that's probably what's hurting you the most, is that... Let me see... Yeah, you're just kind of hurting for certain types of champions right now. Yeah, I didn't know if Pestilence brought burns. What kind of burns does Pestilence bring? I don't have him, so he's one that I don't know a lot about. Yeah, so only single target HP burn. Not great. Not bad either, but not great. It really sucks in this particular rotation not having a taunt. I don't know how fast we are here, so we're going to try. So Pazulex has a good point about Fane over Frozen Banshee. But my argument would be leave Frozen Banshee and probably put Fane over Kale. If you're gonna swap anyone out, it's probably that. I want turn meter here because we need to get everyone to take a turn. And that's where you get burned right there. We really need a taunter. You understand the concepts. So if the Fearhead was here, your Kaja would take many turns, and she would give your whole team turn meter. You understand that concept. You're good there. Deacon in that role would serve the same functionality. Korugar brings longevity to the team. They can survive. Bad L brings what he brings. I mean, yeah, this is a good team. You just need a taunter, and you don't have one on the account. Other than, so you do a provoker, a provoker, a provoker, a provoker, a provoker, a provoker. All right. Oh, you've got, okay. And it places, and you've leveled him. Cool. He's level 29. I'm not going to use him, but so what's great about uh Duke's provoke is that I didn't realize I forgot I forgot he had a provoke, Matt. He is a great provoker. What makes it great is that it places. So even if the poison cloud is out, he can still place it. I agree, Pastor Lex. You're absolutely right. Um, what's great about Duke is that, like I said, places. The only downside is it's on a 4-turn cooldown when booked. That's a really long cooldown, and it only provokes for 1 turn. Um, but if you've seen my Hydra team on the free to play, which you say you watch my content, so you have, you just need it for one. All you're looking to do is 1,000,000 damage. What is 1.6 million? I think is the first chest. Yeah, 1.67. So all you need is that first provoke to come in and buy you enough time. Well, you don't have block buffs. That's the other thing that you're missing. You need an AoE burner or a block buffs. That's really what's going to hurt you. I think that's the block buff symbol, right? Yeah. Yeah, the provoke doesn't land very often from Vogoth. I'm not a fan of him as a provoker in Hydra. It's been underwhelming. The problem is there's so few great provokers for Hydra that you may have to do what I do on my free to play, where I just squeeze in enough damage per a turn and try to kill the provoke head, because that's your biggest weakness. However, you also, without block buffs or AoE HP burn, you have no way of dealing with the poison cloud. So, which is another reason why your Vogoth is weak hitting as much, because when that poison cloud goes out, right? Um, so the reason a provoker is so important is that if I had block buffs up, he removes block buff before the poison cloud comes out. So you can't remove the poison cloud, but you can block it from being placed, which is why block buffs is so good. Now, it's okay if they place the poison cloud as long as you have an AoE HP burn that you could now place, or if you place it before the cloud comes out, if it's based around an attack like Artax or there's a couple others where they have to land a hit in order to place the burn. That's where you would want it to stay up before the poison head puts the cloud out. And that's why you would need to taunt first so the buffs don't get removed. Because once these buffs get removed, we can't place any more debuffs because they're all weak hits, right? So like I'll try to place a leech here. Both weak hits. Not even a chance. Right? And everything is a weak hit now, so you're just doing 0 damage to this team. The other thing that makes block buffs so great is block buffs is my favorite debuff to have in Hydra because it's a jack of all trades. It stops the poison cloud. It stops ally protect from this head right here. Even the head that I call the exploding head, the one that explodes after 15 turns of being attacked, when he explodes, he gives himself a buff. You block those buffs. And then you block the buff steal. Like, even if this is the head of Mischief, I think, that steals your buffs. Even if he had 6 turns in a row, well, the math doesn't work right. But if I had a 6-turn block debuffs on him and he took the buffs of your entire team, none of them land on him. Yeah, you have no buffs, but neither do the Hydra heads, which, as you can see, they're now just as strong as you are, right? Hey, Annie. Thank you for the happy birthday. So, that's kind of what why block buffs is just so good. So, I'm gonna... Yeah, you're doing everything right. This is probably the best possible team you can put together. Unfortunately, you're just lacking some of those magic tricks. But what I'll say is that when Duke does get leveled up and his speed and everything is where you need it to be, what I would do is, and I'll just kind of give you an example here. So we're just going to throw him in here. Oh, by the way, yeah, he is a perfect replacement for your Deacon because he brings decreased defense and provoke. So just as an example, right, you would go do all this. The buff is going to get stolen. Your team is too slow. The head of Mischief is fast. It is what it is, right? All right, so Duke's not fast enough to make this work right now. But what I would say is you want to build him faster than this head. And then see how the provoke lands even though Poison Cloud is out? That's because he places the provoke. It's not predicated on a hit, on a strong hit. So what you want to do is apply that before this head gets a turn, so all your debuffs stay on there, and then you just need to block buffs at that point. And AoE block buffs, there's a couple of them out there. Ugo is probably the first one you're going to get, so just keep an eye out for Ugo, and then you'll get that block buffs. But that's kind of how it works. I'll show you guys my account probably today. I think I have time. Your account is solid. You're doing all the right things. I don't see any blaring issues. You're hitting the right dungeons you should be hitting with your progress. You're holding your resources accordingly. Like, this looks really good. I mean, I'm really impressed with the account. How are you doing? Have you ever tried any of the, like... Yeah, dude, yeah, Sand Devil's nice. Probably never needed to go into Phantom Grove. Spider. So, again, the same flaws on your account that you have towards Hydra are towards Spider. You don't... If you could get a better build out of your Rathalos... What do you use for Spider? I, I can't think of too much else to do different. You're putting your best foot forward here in Spider. Um, Maybe Armiger gets you a couple extra turns. I don't know how well built your Armiger is. Way too slow, so no. Um, Hurricane Great Blade. No, he doesn't. How far is he on Drexstar? Good point. If he's on... Oh, what am I doing? uh, sir? 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 What is wrong with you? Why do you have 2,000 fragments and you're not buying, or 2,000 coins and you're not buying these? Finally, I have something to yell at you for. You should be putting those fragments into, So here's what would, first of all, right, you want a second PvP nuker? Uh, you got one right here. That would be your PvP nuker. And then you can build Rathalos for PvE, which where I think he's better at. So every week these reset. You can get 5 fragments. Spend your clan gold on these fragments. Likewise for Yakarl. And Yakarl would help you on Spider because he could freeze all the Spiderlings, I think. I don't really know his kit that well. As well as I should, right? As a content creator. Yakarl attacks all enemies 100% when booked to freeze all enemies. So, yeah. So he'd be able to freeze the Spiderlings, and then you just have to turn meter control the boss, which you could do with like a really fast Armiger or something. So the biggest issue is the Spiderlings. Once you can controlling the boss is easy. Allure doesn't work because of her. It's a random attack, so she'd only get 1 hit on the spider. Where you just turn off the A2 for Armiger, and he just keeps hitting the main spider and reducing the turn meter. And this would freeze the spiders so they don't get a turn, and then you don't have to worry about a spider tank. Because that's what's going to kill you, is the spiderlings, not really the big spider. You buried your head in the sand? Alright. I would go for... There will be weeks when you can go for both of them, right? Clan v Clan weeks, we get a ton of gold, right? So if we go look, we're probably going to be like tier 3 again. 90, 190, 340, right? I mean, that's 100, 200. That's about 500, right? 520, if my math serves, which it probably doesn't. So that's enough alone for Yannicka, because they're 500 a week. Yakarl is more expensive, obviously, but there are weeks where you can get both, and you just want to make sure you want to use your clan gold. Don't let this sit. You're doing yourself, at the very least, buy the silver, right? Or buy the chicken, or if you're like, I don't want these champions for whatever reason, at least spend the gold. Even these accessories, what people don't know, this is where you get revenge accessories. So revenge accessories are the counterattack accessories, right? Those are really good on any account. Especially if they roll the neck, because necks, substats don't matter. Main stat is all that matters on neck pieces. So Imagine Deacon being in a counterattack neck right now, right? That has, by the way, you don't really need crit damage on him. I would go for this HP neck or the defense neck more than anything else. The crit damage, you're not doing damage with Deacon. If you're trying to do, like, yeah, you only have a 30% chance to crit. So it's, oh, I probably because the accuracy is probably why you kept it. That makes sense because you're a little starved for accuracy and you don't have a good accuracy banner. So that makes sense. Um, I didn't realize it can, is it really 3K? I don't know. Hold up. Yeah, but guys, we didn't have slot 9 until like a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Or what, like a month ago? Is it really 3K? Well, we're about done anyways, so we'll go ahead and call it there. But thank you, Shetland Gaming, for the happy birthday. But yeah, so you're doing really good. You're doing really, really good. You just got to build your roster more. Hopefully, in the coming days, you get to spend these. Maybe you get an Ugo. Ugo will change your account for Hydra. Um, I don't think. Yeah, it's night Rev. This is not a real. I'm. This is not. I'm not excited about this one at all. Except for maybe Sepulcher on my free to play. Like even Sepulcher, I don't care about anymore because I have all the ally protect I need now. And not. I know she doesn't bring that. She brings a different ability, but that's what she brings: is survivability. Rector's great. Doom Priest, I'd actually really want. So maybe we can get Doom Priest. You have Doom Priest on your account, so you're good there. Just been sleeping on the fragments. Okay. All right. So we're going to call that one. I'm going to block out my screen and we'll move on to the next one. So who did I say was next? Let me go back to my Discord. All right. So Agent S as well. So right now I've got... All right. So I said Matt first, then Dreamer. Dreamer, you in chat? All right, I'm officially logged off of your account, Matt, so you can feel free to log back in at any point. Let me manage and remove you. Oh, I'm logged into yours, so I can't remove it. There we go. Okay. Okay. Ah, my nose is a little runny, guys. It's driving me nuts. God, that thumbnail for my video is gross. My promotional video. All right. Let me at him. I don't want him to miss out. I'm in or at age. All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna log on to my main account here while we wait and show you guys my Hydra team and give you guys kind of an idea about what I'm talking about as far as the block buffs and everything. Yo, I'm so mad I fell asleep. Okay, Hawk. Saurus is a tricky subject for me, and I'm gonna show you why on my main account here. That's a great question. Congrats, Blaze, on the Ugo and Deacon. Those are great pulls. Hawk. Yes, Saurus is a better campaign farmer than Kale. However, he is much, much harder to build because he is an uncommon. No. Because he is a common champion. Or no, yeah, he's uncommon. He's uncommon. It's common and then uncommon. And I want to emphasize that because I got burned very, very early on in my main account. Let me turn my screen on here. You'll see I have a Saurus that I built. So I pulled a Saurus from green shards or whatever, right? And I was like, oh, sweet. Campaign farmer, done deal. I leveled him up to 60. I was like, I need a better campaign farmer. I had an Elhain campaign farming. She already did fine. And I put a ton of resources into Saurus. Built him up. I didn't have the gear, man. I did not have the gear to make a Saurus work. I just didn't have it. Part of that is because I didn't know what I was doing as far as gearing champions, right? But it was way too hard to build him up to where he could one-shot the waves. And it was a complete waste of resources for me. And there is, I've said this many times. I think people should put a disclaimer on their videos when they're saying like Saurus is a great campaign farmer. He absolutely is, but you have to have the gear to make it work. Like if we look right now at my current campaign farmer, here he is. Like you'll see, like he still has some gear on him that has been on him since I got him, right? So a 4-star crit damage neck, which was the best that I could do when I built him, right? He's got to be in attack boots to make it work. The crit damage on him is kind of, it's okay, but it's easier to hit these targets with a rare than it is with an uncommon champion. So I always want to make sure there's an asterisk related to Saurus because I got burned by investing so heavily in Saurus. The answer to your question, just point blank, is yes. He is a better campaign farmer because much like my campaign farmer, everything is an AoE for him. His A1, all of his attacks are an AoE. So he'll go like this. Boom. 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 Super fast. That was 7 seconds because I had to click auto. But it's usually, best was a 5-second run, right? It is. Let me answer that question in a second, please. Let me finish my thought. So if you're a later, like a mid-game account and you have the gear to build up a Saurus and think it'll do the amount of damage that you need it to do, then by all means, go right ahead. I just want to make sure that I give a good warning on that because I personally was so negatively affected by it that it really impacted me. All right, so Dreamer is out. Eamon or maybe tonight, Dreamer. Okay. I kind of lost my train of thought. I completely just lost. Oh, I'll answer Blaze's question because I don't know where I was going on this account. Um, I know I was talking about campaign. Yeah, if you have the gear for Saurus, it's great because he is a six. I think he's a 6 or 7 second farmer. Shut up, Pazulex. You didn't. You saw nothing. Okay. You saw not, bro. Look, listen. I didn't get this champion by magic. Okay. Like. All right. don't don't tell my wife. Okay? Don't tell my wife. All right. So, Blaze, your question, is it worth building two allures? It was worth building two allures a year ago. I don't think it is now. Congrats on the Cold Heart and the Geo. That is what? You pulled both? You just pulling shards? Well, I mean, congrats that you pulled voids and I assume like epics or sacreds and got and got Geo. But um, Blaze, a year ago it was worth building two allures. I don't think it is any longer because what allure does now is she unlocks hard and then becomes useless. You can't use her in hard Fire Knight. So building two doesn't unless you're super efficient. If you're a super efficient player and you only farm hard Fire Knight on Dungeon 20 and you just want it to go faster, yeah, two allures is fine. But I am less efficient. I farm everything on hard when on the main account because I want the gear too, right? Like I want to improve my gear and my resources. So I don't care about spending extra energy for fewer points per se because I want to get that mythical gear or get a better shot at epic and legendary pieces, right? So, but if you're farming on stage 20 Fire Knight, then Allure is just fine. Two Allures is just fine. Um, but for me, Allure gets me to hard Fire Knight, and then I would farm there once I have the champions to go to do it, which I think I do even on this account because I have the combination of Cryodan and Neldor. Eventually, or sorry, I'm on my main account. I thought it was on my free to play. But I have both of these on my free to play account as well. I think. You want to Pazulex? You want to get real mad? I've already. I'm already like. I'm already like some of the way into the second one. So you may not be so hard dungeons are not as hard as you guys think they are. And I know it's crazy, right? Because you're sitting there struggling to get like Dragon 20 and Fire Knight 20 and all that. But once you get the champions that make them easier, uh, you can go in and do those. Like you could like I could on my free to play if I pushed it, I might be able once I get my Ally Protect team running, I can probably do hard dragon at that point. Um, the hardest part about those is probably getting through the waves, to be completely honest. Ice Golem, that's a different beast. Hard Fire Knight, you need freeze, but like I said, if you've been lucky enough to get like Neldor or Cryodan, then you're probably good there. Um, Hawk, definitely Geo over Stagnite. Geomancer is a cheat code in this game. Let me demonstrate for you real quick what Geomancer can do. If you've not, By the way, real quick, I've got 18 of you guys in here. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, and please consider subscribing. That's a really big boost for me. I'm trying to push and get as many subscribers. I would like to get to 1,000 subscribers relatively quickly. So we're at 830 something. I think we were at today, 835. So if you are able to, that really, really helps me out. Even if you only watch me like once in a blue moon, just being subscribed to me is a huge boost to my account. It's honestly the best way to support my channel right now, other than becoming a member. #21. What's the asterisk 21? And thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. What? Oh, 321. Is that how many subscribe? No, I'm at, or 821. No, I'm at 8. Yeah, I'm at 836. Yeah, pants off. You're at 9. Okay, Agent S. Okay, sorry. I went down a rabbit hole. Are you in my chat? Geo would help you with Dark Fae. Let me do that. It showed 21. 21 what? I don't know what I was talking about. That I was talking numbers. I feel so dumb right now. I feel like I was. Let me show you my Dark Fae team. So this is my Dark Fae team. It actually farms on auto now. It's not 100%, but it does farm on auto. So what you need for Allure is good for Dark Fae. Were you the one that was asking if you should build 2 Allures? No, that was Blaze. Okay. Allure is really good for Dark Fae. It's always worth starting a raid channel, and I would encourage anybody to. This community is so amazing. This community is great. Build a channel. You're gonna have so much support. People are awesome. They're gonna give you tips. They're gonna listen to your advice. They're gonna listen to your thoughts. I love this community. So by all means, start a raid channel in 2024. Let's talk Dark Fae because you guys were asking for it, and I'm waiting for Agent to message me. Okay, so he messaged me. You are now. Okay. I see you. Okay. So Dark Fae. So Dark Fae is all about turn meter control. You don't want Dark Fae to get turns. That's not surprising, Eric. If I pushed and I didn't have enough energy because I'm playing very slowly on my free to play challenge account because I just don't. I'm failing, honestly. I'm trying for you guys, but I'm failing. I'm gonna switch it to ×1 after we get through this wave. Please note, I'm not using any cooldowns except for that one. Like, I'm using A1s, right? That cooldown I don't care about. Okay. So we're on ×1 here. So she takes my whole team, right? But I'm fast enough that I get the first turn. I reduce their turn meter. And what I want to do is hit. There we go. So you kill the whole enemy wave, right? Now it's all about turn meter control on Dark Fae. Now she's gonna get a second turn, and she's gonna steal obviously my Supreme Alhaine. I'll kill the Supreme Alhaine, and then it's back to turn meter control. right? So that's why I'm bringing Newt. He does both. He does damage, of course, and turn meter control. So does Coldheart, right? And so does Lady Kimmy. The only one that doesn't do turn meter control is Arbiter. Why do I bring Arbiter then? I bring Arbiter because she helps me do this even though I'm slow speed. She just gives me speed to my team and makes the team work. So a couple of other things we'll talk about here in a second, but both of these bring turn meter control and damage to the boss. You can use Geomancer. Geomancer, what a lot of people forget is his HP burn is a full turn meter depletion, just like Coldheart's. So you can use him to deplete the turn meter, kind of. It's not as good as some of the others, because obviously this does HP percent damage, but yeah, I'm gonna do one for Eamon. I'm trying to fit them all in, Pazulex. Obviously, yeah, I know you don't have that good of a team, right? So, but do you have an Armiger? If not, Armiger's a great solution, right? Because Armiger can keep that turn meter down. What you need to make sure that you do, so when they steal your copies, it steals everything. The same speeds, the same damage, everything except the aura, which is why bringing a speed lead aura, like I bring Kimmy, is good. So if you bring Deacon, for example, you'll steal their turn meter and give yourself turn meter, and then you can nuke them. And once you wipe that floor, then you just turn meter control alert or Dark Fae as much as you can. That's the biggest thing, right? Just keep turn meter controlling her and minimizing her turns so that she doesn't get to steal your whole team again. If she steals your whole team a second time, your cooldowns aren't going to be ready for that. And there's no way, unless you manual it, to save all of your cooldowns for when she steals again. So you just gotta keep her as controlled as you can. I think it's like 6 turns or something, like 5 turns where she gains charge up her ability and then she'll steal your whole team again. So you just have to get her down before that. That's really the secret. Allure, great option. Armiger, great option. Armiger was in my old team. Obviously Coldheart, she's a rare. You'll get her eventually. Great option. Other turn meter control champions, Fenshi. There's a couple other ones out there. Obviously, Newt is amazing, you know. So that's really my biggest recommendation. Hey, Comp, thank you for the happy birthday. All right, we're going to do an account takeover now, guys. I'm going to block out my display capture here and log off my account. I hope that helps you on Dark Fae. She is hard, but it's all about speeds and making sure that you get to go before your clones. So a speed lead helps. Deacon is my best solution in that scenario. Agent S, I am about to kick you off of your account, so just a heads up. All right, I had to make sure that the screen was blocked. I don't want to give away anybody's information. Dark Fae doesn't do any damage. You shouldn't need a support. Well, okay, was Coldheart dying in the waves? If Coldheart's dying in the waves, that sucks, right? But she should not die to Allure. Or fuck, I keep saying that. She shouldn't die to Dark Fae. Dark Fae does damage, but she's not gonna kill your team. If you noticed, I didn't really have a healer outside of technically Arbiter. But again, I'm only bringing Arbiter because I didn't have the ability to hit the speeds that I needed without Arbiter. Okay, it's the waves. Yeah, waves is that's the hardest part is the waves. Okay. All right. So you're SDK. All right, now I know who you are. Gotcha. We need to get you to change your name in Discord too, because that'll make it easier for me to recognize you off the cuff. Let me show screen again. All right, cool. Real quick, I have to say I agree. One of the best looking clan leaders out there. 10 out of 10. Would smash. SWK. Yeah, no, yeah, Sun Wukong only brings turn meter in arena. That's why Deacon is all battles. Arbiter is arena, which is why I don't have her leading. I had Lady Kimmy leading, which Lady Kimmy does turn meter in Doom Tower only, so hers is the best. Okay, let's take a look. What are we looking at? Are you able to communicate with me in chat, Mr. Agent? Let's take a look. I like so far. I like the build. What we rocking? Oh, I'm impressed. So crit damage gloves. Good, good. I'm curious if you might not be able to get more crit damage out of a build, but the fact that you're making this work with the defense ignore would probably be better in the long run. Let's go, bro. I want this guy so bad. I almost pulled. I almost, guys, on my main account, I almost spent like $200 to max out my void shards and get 110 to pull for the White King, right? Obviously, it's too late now. So my plan was to do that, and then at the beginning of the video, like, beg people to subscribe to, because so my sorry, I'm doing an account takeover, but I want to get this off my chest real quick. My videos where I shard pull go nuts, right? Those get me like 2,000 views. And if I can get like a portion of those views to become subscribers, then we hit 1,000 and things start looking up, right? So I was gonna like spend this money and as an investment in subscriber count, and thankfully I talked myself out of it. But I was hoping I'd get Georgia. That's why I was. That's what made me think about it. Okay, so what do we want to specialize here? Let me look at. He messaged me. Unkillable for clan boss. Okay, okay. Yeah, you have an unkillable. I can already see it. All right. All right. So this is Deadwood Jedi Site. If you're not familiar with this, it breaks down unkillable teams, right? So if we go to Demitha, so this guy on this account, right? We've got these are the unkillable champions or the common champions that are used in an unkillable team. You've got Demitha, you've got Maneater, you've got Deacon Armstrong, Warcaster even. Do we have we've got Doom Screech, he's an option. So no Maneater. That's one of the ones that we're missing here. But everything I listed off are options for unkillable teams. So if we go back here, we've got Demitha. Now, why am I starting with Demitha? Well, she's the easiest one to build around. So what's this one? White Myth Caster. Okay, so we don't have White Dryad Nia. You also have the best DPS in the game, right? You had yeah, you've got Jintoro. So he's gonna whatever team you build, he's probably your DPS. Let's pull this back up. All right, so budget Myth Air. We don't have the Pain Keepers, or at least I didn't see them. Myth Buster. Okay, we don't have that. Definitely don't have that. Don't have double Demitha. High Myth Man. There you go. I know you have High Katoon, right? You're going to get her guaranteed. So you can go High Katoon, Demitha, and Maneater. These are the speeds that you need to achieve, right? And then you get to bring 2 DPS in that scenario. Myth Air Alternate. This is another one that you can use. This one is very similar to the team I currently use, but it uses Doom Screech, but it also uses way higher speeds than what I do on my account. So this one is a little bit harder to achieve because of Doom Screech not being as good as Seeker. Ultimate Myth Air, that one needs Seeker. I think that's the one I use. What's this one? This is a High Katoon Seeker team. What's this one? Oh. 2 Seeker. Oh, that's right. I use Myth Fu. Duh. I don't know what I'm saying. Myth Deacon. Yeah, so Demitha, Deacon, High Katoon. Now these are kind of high speeds in the 300s, but again, just understand these are not your damage dealers. They're just there to speed up your team and get your tunes in line. And then you can see these DPSs are much slower and achievable for speeds. So you 100% have several options for an unkillable team. And do you have a second? I'm just checking to see if you happen to have a second, because there are a lot of 2 Painkeeper teams. So Hawk, Jintoro is good against Clan Boss. Um, he's one of the top Clan Boss damage dealers. Uh, brings decreased defense and weaken. Hits hard. Uh, just he does a lot of damage. It's not only as part of an unkillable team, but he does a lot of damage. In again, just in general, he can hit pretty hard because of this 5 times hit, right? I've never used him. I got him very late on my account, but the impression I've been given is that he's one of the top damage dealers in Clan Boss. Um, and what's great about using him there is he's perhaps less useful elsewhere in the game. One very, very, very important distinction I want to make about the unkillable team that you're able to make, you're disabling them everywhere else because those speeds cannot be touched. You have to keep those speeds. So my Clan Boss team, I don't use those champions anywhere else in the game. Occasionally I use Demitha. Thankfully, she's so fast that she's still usable in those areas of the game, but you're not building them for those areas. You're building them to hit the speed targets, and that's it. When you're doing your DPS, you want to build them to hit those speed targets and, of course, have 100% crit rate, 100, as much crit damage and attack or defense or whatever their main stat is as you can get. You can use them elsewhere in the game, but my DPS on that does 165 speed on my speed tune. That's not enough for the rest of the game. So my DPS for the longest time was Mishinaki. That's not enough for the rest of the game, right? Mishinaki's so good everywhere else. I want to use him everywhere else, so I swapped him out for an epic to be my DPS in my unkillable team. We can actually look. You'll see my unkillable team because I did a run. So I swapped him out for Fat Man Farrakhan, right? And that's a big boost to the rest of my account. That's why I think Jintoro is so good here, because Jintoro can be really good for clan boss and not hurt the rest of your account. You can build him to be only the speed that you want for clan boss, and let him do everything else on the rest of the account, right? So, or sorry, and then just not use him anywhere else for the rest of the account. Other options for a DPS would be something like a Venom Mage, right? Yeah. So most of them do revolve around High Katoon, the teams that I spoke of, so you'll have to level her up. I guess, let me pull that back up. What would be the best one for you to go with, right? So speed tunes around Demitha. Let's do High Myth Man for a couple of reasons. One, these speeds are achievable. Two, it uses two champions that would really only be good in clan boss. Demitha is good everywhere, but you have Pythion, so you're good. You don't need Demitha. And then High Katoon you don't currently use, so you're not hurting your account. I assume you use Deacon, right? So, and these speeds are very, very, very easy to hit. Like, this is one of the easier clan boss teams. Oh, that's right. I can't use the calculator unless I log in, right? Yeah. I don't remember my information. Okay. So you'll see here they're using Rosin and Rosin and Frozen Banshee as the default, right? But if you look, you'll see either Man Eater with Unkillable or Demitha with her block damage are going right before the clan boss goes, right? So I'll explain speed and true speed to you guys real quick. So speed is the how fast your I guess base speed, honestly. And then true speed is reflective of the gear that you have. So if you come over here to speed, so base speed is 102. I was wrong, right? So base speed is 102. That's what her speed is without any help. And then you come over here and you click what set is she in, right? So just as an example, let's look at our Demitha right now. So Demitha right now is in 0 sets. So we would go back to the calculator and we would say none, right? So you'll see her speed fell and the tune breaks right here. High Katoon goes first before Clan Boss, so she would lose her unkillable buff and Clan Boss would kill her, and then the whole tune would fall apart, right? Now there's, this box checks Lore of Steel. If you're using Lore of Steel to hit the speeds, and you would do that. So let's say that you have her in no sets, but what's her speed, right? So we have her in no sets. So we updated that. So we'll X that out. But what's her speed at? Now, obviously, she's not built, right? So 156 is her base speed. So we come back over here and we do 156 is her base speed. You don't have to click it. You can type it in. I'm just being lazy. I'm being lazy doing it the harder way. That doesn't make sense, but still. So that's her true speed is 175.38, right? Now, if you put her in a speed, if you achieved that speed with a speed set, then her true speed is 175.61. If you had her in a speed and perception set, her speed is 175.71. So these are all the and then Lore of Steel increases that even, changes that amount even more if that's what you used to get to that speed. So I think I'm doing that right. I haven't used a calculator in so long. You guys are probably yelling at me in the comments and I'm not looking. Thank you, Recep Cart, for the happy birthday. So once you come in here and you do all the speeds and get them all set, then that tune will work. Now, what I love about this speed tune, okay, you don't, yeah, here we go. So you have to do a couple of specific things too. Maneater needs to open up with the A1, then A1, then A3. So you would have to manual for the, that sucks. That sucks because you can't do it. Thank you, Richard, for the happy birthday. That sucks because you can't do it full auto. Yeah, that's okay. So like this one is easier. The speeds are harder, but you can set it to full auto. Why does full auto matter? Is once you have it working, you can just click a button and it'll go. You don't have to if you do it manual at the start and then auto, you won't be able to use the auto battle feature, which is the only downside to these types of teams that are not full auto. Shoot, I didn't mean to close that out. I wanted to look at if there were any other team options for you, but um, I would work around Deadwood Jedi Sight and see what you can do. But you have all the pieces to make an unkillable team. It just may not be the one that you want to make. Do you have anything else? Okay. Yeah, so he's not you guys can't see him in the chat right now, right? But he's messaged me in Discord, and yeah, not having Seeker is a bit of a headache, but um he's excited about being able to use, even if it's not auto, being able to use these teams to get an unkillable team going. They're and those that's a really easy team to make, honestly. Like low speeds, uh champions that aren't used anywhere else in the game. Like it's gonna be a good comp. Gear cleanse. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at your gear. I mean, you already know what you're doing, right? You've got speed boots, you've got attack, you've got crit damage on the gauntlets. Um, so a gear cleanse. Okay, well, what I would do for the first thing in a gear cleanse is let's get rid of the low-hanging fruit, like, right? So primary stats, flat, flat, flat. There you go. Sell these bad boys. All flat stats right there. Um, how much gear do you have? So you're 135. Like this is about normal for most accounts. One trick that I would do, or that I do, is like think about what you're going to use a piece of gear for. Now there's exceptions to every rule, right? Well, let's do this. Yeah, no 4-star gear, good. No green gear, good. Lots of blue gear. If you wanted to be extra conservative and save a lot of gear, you could start by just getting rid of blue gear that you're not going to use, right? So for example, crit rate gloves here with a defensive substat. These are good. You kind of want crit damage on them, right? So maybe that's expendable, but that's definitely champions that would use that. So for me, and I'm not going to do any of this for you, and that's not as like a as a I just don't feel comfortable deleting people's gear, right? And it's very hard for you to be 100% sure what I'm taking care of. But like if these pieces don't have a speed substat roll, like these 4 pieces right here, I would get rid of. What do I want speed gear for? I want speed to make my champions go faster. I'm going to want speed as a substat on that gear. You have enough speed gear, especially epic speed gear, that you don't really need these somewhat weaker pieces, right? Now, the exception for me, I would keep stuff that has both crit rate and crit damage. Or I would keep stuff that has like other stats like if any of these had like HP and defense. Right? Like I'm not really seeing too many options, but um if you had something that or like yeah, HP and no, really it would be HP percent and defense percent that would make me like keep an item, right? And then likewise, like with an accuracy set, again, this is just my opinion. This isn't gospel. Take all of this with a grain of salt, please. Um, but I would keep crit rate, crit damage stuff, and then I'd probably look for like HP and defense, and then I would anything with accuracy on an accuracy set, I would want to keep. But if it didn't have that, if it didn't have accuracy on it, and didn't bring any, it looks like you already do it. Yeah, like here, like this piece would be expendable for me. Um, It is important to say, though, that this piece does bring 40 accuracy when paired with another piece. So it's not a complete waste. That's why I would say, like, if you had something that had defense and HP, I would keep. Speed and defense, yeah, I would keep this one. Well, I said that before I even saw that. That type of stuff, I would consider keeping because you can still get the accuracy from the set being completed. So that's kind of the idea there. Um, you've got a big cushion right now, though, when it comes to gear. So I wouldn't. I mean, you've got what, 150 room? Like that's a lot of gear, and you've already gotten rid of all your kind of 4-star stuff. So there's not. This is like you get into a nitty gritty of a gear cleanse where you really gotta like pick through the good stuff, right? For me, when I was lazier, I would also get rid of like sets I don't use. Um, because like destroy, we're not looking for speed or accuracy like we were for the other sets, right? Any stats on these, you still get the performance of a destroy set, which you may need on your account right now because I don't see. Yeah, do you have anyone that destroys? I can't remember. I can't remember if she did or not. What is it? Other effects? Destroy max HP. Yeah, she does. I don't. What ability does it? Yeah, okay, it's the A1. Okay, yeah. So you don't really need like a destroy set. Now, I'm not saying to take all of your destroy gear and get rid of it, but kind of what I'm saying is like if we just focus on your destroy set for a minute here and we say um like a resistance speed piece, am I going to use that? Now, you're the only one that's going to know that. But I'm probably not going to use that, right, on my account. Now, this one, a legendary piece, we've got crit damage, we've got accuracy, attack, flat HP. Probably wouldn't use this. I'd probably get rid of it because it's a middle piece on a bad set. And when I say bad set, destroy gear is necessary for one boss, but outside of that, who are you using it for, right? And if you have a champion that destroys HP, you don't need it, So, uh, that's where you can be way more critical of the piece in these lower tiers. I'll also say this: if you go watch, so Ash Raid Shadow Legends on his account, he recently did an interview with I think Boozer, who is like the best free to play player. He says it, not me, in the game, and he is hypercritical of gear. And I think that's a good path to take. So I think it's better to be overcritical of gear than it is to be like keeping every little piece that, oh, I might use it one day. So, but your builds are great. The fact that you've got crit damage gear on your gauntlets and you're able to hit your crit rate values is really solid. You've got the right stats where you need it. One thing I'll say is for amulets, I see you have this one at 12. I highly recommend when you're talking amulets. Oh, one other thing about gear cleansing while I'm saying it. Bad example. Looks like you already do it. You must already do it. There's no shot that you're just lucky enough to not have attack next. I don't like attack on the necklace. Unless they're a bomb champion, you're never going to use it. You'd rather have crit damage if they're a nuker, right? Or unless they have some kind of magical kit where their damage is based around attack and not critting. But when it comes to necklaces, take these to 16. You're leaving a lot of crit damage on the floor by not taking this all the way up. I'm going to try to be very careful here. So yeah, look at this. So at 12, you're at 26%. It goes up to 40. You're leaving 14% of critical damage on the floor by not taking that to 16. And it doesn't matter if it's a green piece or a mythical piece. Because all of the substats are flat stats, every piece of crit damage gear that you have that's a necklace, you're going to use. Yes, there are better pieces, right? So if we filter and go to crit damage, but the stars matter more. So, okay, this brings accuracy. Let's say that this wasn't Rathalos and this was a champion that also wanted crit damage and accuracy. Unless this rolls 4 into accuracy, I'd still take the 6-star crit damage because it has the higher ceiling of crit damage on a nuker, right? So that's, there's a lot of nuance there, but I would always take my amulets to 16 for the crit damage because you get so much more out of it, and that's a big part. So taking stuff to 12 is great, but amulets isn't the one that you would want to take to only to 12. The reason that you do other gear only to 12, right, is for the substat rolls and see what it got. Let's say that you rolled this piece and you got a 3 roll into resistance. You probably chuck it, right? That's probably a bad piece at that point. So, that's why I always try to take stuff to 12 before I take it to 16, except on my main account where I'm just filthy rich. But you've got plenty of silver. I would take all these necks that you've got at 12 that are crit damage next. Take those to 16. Next artifact enhancement event that we get, that's a ton of points right there. Just 12 to 16, 12 to 16, 12 to 16. You're going to get so much more damage out of that. Versus something like this could potentially be replaced, right? Right? Like, let's say we rolled this to 8 and we got 2 attack rolls. Well, then this piece is instantly better, right? So, yeah, I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm sorry, guys, if you're talking to me. Let me get caught up on that. So, I think I said Richard, but if I didn't, thank you for the happy birthday, Richard. Cringeman, thank you for the happy birthday. Night Guy, thank you for the happy birthday. What boss? I don't know what boss I was talking about. Sorry. Someone in my clan told me only keep attack amulets from the Hydra sets. That's a good point. That is a good asterisk to what I said earlier, because if you're wanting to complete the set for the Hydra sets, then you want the necklace. Likewise, you could make the same argument for the Rathalos set as well. Any of the 9-piece sets, always keep those amulets regardless, but I'm not a fan of attack on the amulets. Oh, what boss for Destroy Gear? It's in Doom Tower. So, Scarab King. So, if you destroy Scarab King's HP, his damage reduction gets reduced. So that's where you would want to have Destroy Gear. A common strategy for me, and it looks like maybe on him, no, is to bring... So this is taking you so long because I don't think you have Destroy Gear on any of these champions. I would bring your Venomage. I didn't mean to mess up your team here. I'm so sorry. I was just clicking, but... The fuck did he go? Am I blind? Or was it not who I thought it was? I thought it was, I'm dumb. Yeah, it was. Where was this guy hiding? Make this make sense. I take him out of the team. He's not down here. These are all the level 60s. He's not down here. I know what Skull Crusher's fucking looks like. He's not down here, guys. Is he vaulted or something? He is. He's vaulted. Okay. Okay. I was going insane. uh thanks. Thank you. Oh man. Okay. But yeah, I would use Venomage somewhere in here. Obviously, you need to get through the waves, right? But Venomage brings Destroy. That'll make the team go faster. Assuming you don't have, if I include the Vault. Okay, because you don't have some of those champions in Destroy gear, right? So, um, so that would be a big boost for you. Let's take a look. What is your... So your gearing looks good. Happy to see that. Your SDK, right? And you're doing Nightmare. So you're a 2-key Nightmare right now. So what team... Okay, so you need to get Skull Crusher out of the vault and into your clan boss team. Um... I hate to say it, probably take out the Kale or even the Pythion, possibly. Yeah, I would try it, depending on the on. Fully booked out. I would probably do. I won't be able to look at your gear while I'm clicked on him. I would probably put him in bolster or regen gear. Because I know you have a lot of it. I saw you had a lot of regen gear. Just to keep him alive and not completely count on Leech to keep your team alive, but it is an option to keep your team alive. Um, I think you're going to get way more damage out of that comp than your current comp. Right? Because you're a 2-key Nightmare. SDK, right? Yeah. But this team is probably dying pretty fast. Where's my free to play? Yeah, like I'm about the same as you, right? Now I'm getting damage. You're getting damage reduction from your Pythion, and you're getting revives. But here's the thing I want to point out about revives and the way clan boss damage works, right? So clan boss damage ramps up. So first hit 100, second hit 200, second hit 300. Just arbitrary numbers. These aren't right. So let's say that when he gets to 1,000, he kills one of your champions, right? Well, you revive that champion. Well, his next hit is 1,100. So he still kills that champion again. So what's the revive really do for you, right? So revivers are good, but their impact is minimal. You get one extra turn, maybe two, if it happens to be a stun turn and they hit someone else, for that champion to do a little bit of extra in the fight. Now, Pythion is a slight exception to the rule because of the way his passive works. Pythion brings damage reduction for the number of buffs on your team up to 25%, I think, off the top of my head. The reality, though, you don't have a lot of buffs from this team. In fact, I don't think you have any buffs on this team. So you're only doing 10% damage reduction per fight, right? No self buff. Okay, we have a self buff here. So Rathalos takes 20% less damage when his buffs are on. There's an asterisk there, right? Deacon doesn't give any buffs. He doesn't give a speed buff or anything. And then Pythion brings one buff. I thought he brought two. So he really is only reducing damage by 5% because you don't have any other buffs that are being brought. unless he revives and then brings strength in, right? So if you were to keep Pythion and bring, he's in the vault, ya boy Skullcrusher. Skullcrusher gives ally protect and counterattack to the whole team. So that's not only ally protection, but also 10% damage reduction to the whole team. And then he gives himself unkillable, which now gives him 15% damage reduction. And then you get an additional 5% from the block debuffs ability out of Pythion. So Pythion and Skullcrusher combined can extend the longevity of your team, which is what you want for a long fight. So you can either go, and this is what I would recommend, go all in with Artak and Rathalos. The one issue is that Artak has a chance to remove his HP burn, which would reduce the Rathalos damage, but I think if you speed tune this right and you're using the A1 in the right order, you'll be... Oh, plus counterattack from the Skullcrusher, so you're going to keep this... What am I talking about? You're going an unkillable team. I told... Man. Too many accounts today. I'll say this. In the meantime, bring Skullcrusher back. I'm going to tell you this, too. If your Skullcrusher does 51 turns, screw unkillable. Okay? Very important to remember, right? Everyone talks about unkillable teams because unkillable teams are the easiest to achieve. And I say that because you probably could have... I don't know which came first, right? But you probably could have achieved an unkillable team weeks, months, whenever you pulled these champions, right? Ago. The better teams for damage, the ceiling of a killable team using Ally Protect is way higher than an unkillable team. An unkillable team lasts 50 turns. That's it. Because you don't build those champions to live beyond that. A killable team can go 60, 70, if they're built right. So try building that team first and see if you can get, if that does 51 turns. I'm not saying it will, but if it does, maybe you just skip the unkillable team, right? What to put Geo in for gear? That's a fair assessment. Are we good, Agent? You got any more questions for me? Anything that you want me to touch on your account? Anything you want me to look at? I can look at your dungeons while I'm waiting for you to respond. Yeah, you're solid there. Artak is a beast in Ice Golem. What's your spider team? Have you tried hard yet? I assume you've tried it. Yeah, you've tried it. Okay. Good, good. Dragon, I bet you're on hard, right? Oh, you're only... sorry, I didn't scroll down. If you get that Skullcrusher team working, I think you can do Dragon. You might want to consider maybe bringing your Coldheart into Dragon. To burst down the... When he goes to do the stun. You want to burst that down. Just a thought. I'm not saying it might not be better. It's just a thought. Fire Knight, yeah, you should be good on Fire Knight. You've got Coldheart. Yeah. Your account's good, man. Solid account. Yeah, I think you'll be able to do the... Spider Hard is easier. It sounds crazy to say that out loud, but Spider Hard, I think, is easier because, well, it's easier in the sense that you need... All you need are AoE nukers, really, right? If you can just nuke down the spiders, it's easier. And you have really good AoE nukers right here, right? So uh, there's an asterisk there. You do have to tune the team. I'll go over to my main account real quick because I don't think Dragon is hard. Like I said, it's also going to be about survivability, right? Dragon is the same thing as Clan Boss. He does a big AoE hit, and that's it. So you already have you can't get stunned, right? You're bringing Pythion. Here's the problem that you have with this team. It's the same problem you have on Clan Boss. You have no other buffs. This team is not reducing the amount of damage they take. So you're not bringing Ally Protect, you're not bringing increased defense, you're not bringing Strengthen unless someone dies, but you are blocking the stun with this team, right? So if you bring Skull Crusher, you're going to reduce the damage that he does, and you're going to block the stun that he does, so all you have to do is stay alive. And if your damage dealers like your Artak die against Dragon, he gets revived by Pythion. So that's okay. You just need a really tanky Pythion, which you have. Yeah, you've got the right build on him. He's built very similar to mine. I'm gonna hop off your account and hop on over to mine and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So let me black out the screen. Let me delete your account info. All right. Boop. Back on my account. And then I'll answer your question, Hawk, about what gear to put Geo in. And then I need to get a Coke. I've got about 20 more minutes of this stream, and then I'm going to log off before tonight's stream at 9 o'clock. Yeah, no, I'm happy to take it over. I'm really impressed with your account. Some of the other accounts I've taken over have been flat stats and other issues. This stream is going to end in 20 minutes because my family is going to be home in a little bit after 2 o'clock. I thought I would stream like right until they come home, but we're going to go buy a cake and I assume pick up some dinner or not. I don't know. It's up to my wife, but I do want to celebrate my birthday with my wife and my daughter, so I don't want to alienate them as much as I love streaming, right? So let's go ahead and show the screen. Okay, so first things first, let's look at Dragon Hard, right? So if you look at my Dragon Hard team, now I can do up to stage 10. This is not 100%. So about stage 8 is usually where I farm. Now, grain of salt, of course, right? We've got a Crizia in here. I'm bringing a defensive aura, and then I'm bringing Pythion for a lot of survivability and stuff. Do I have a built Ornn? Trying to see how my build stacks up because he doesn't seem to be doing as well as expected. I have 2 Ornns at level 50, and I've never built them beyond that. Yeah, they're right here. Let me finish my thought real quick. I'm getting a lot of questions. So I'll do this on Super Raid so you can kind of see the team. Now, Seer is my wave clear problem. Wave clear is the hardest part about hard dungeons, in my opinion, right? So if you're struggling with wave clear, then you may not be able to pull it off, right? But Seer does the wave clear for me here. And I could probably swap out Ultimate Death Knight for... because I've done it on a couple of different teams. I've swapped him out for... Eric. Emic Trunkheart. The Void legendary that we were able to fuse a few months back. Now, because I don't have a way of refreshing the cooldown for Seer, which is the big flaw right now. But there we go. So now we get through the waves. Because a Crizia isn't especially good on waves. Now I bring a Crizia for enemy max HP damage. She kills the boss here, but you'll see that, we're going to get our turns in. I bring Lydia for defense, decreased defense and weaken. Seer can die. She's no longer important. I have all of her abilities turned off at this stage. So here's the thing. Like, how do we stop him from doing this attack? We don't. They're all under block buffs, right? Or block debuffs. So none of them got stunned. I survived it with really big shields from Ultimate Death Knight. But that same impact can be brought with Ally Protect, right? It'll do the same thing as the big shields that I'm getting from my Ultimate Death Knight, who's built to the nines. Like, he's stacked. And then Acrizia just does damage. And that's it. That's the team. Like, I'm just taking the hit. Now, obviously, my Pythion is built like a machine, right? He took that, only went to half HP. And that's the gear of a pay-to-win, year and a half account, right? So, definite grains of salt in everything that I'm saying, but, that is the gist of kind of how to do Dragonheart. The biggest thing is going to be getting through the waves, right? Sell that, it's blue. Sell that, sell that, it's attack. Okay. Now let's talk about Geomancer. I've had a bunch of questions about Geomancer. So I'll show you my Geomancer build. Ornn, I got Ornn way too late on this account to be effective, but Ornn is really good as like a solo farmer for like stage 20 of places. I would put him in like a regen set. And pretty much any champion that's going to be soloing will be in a regen set. If you want him just as a poisoner, you probably need to turn off, I think, some of his abilities. He's a good poisoner because he brings activation, but he also sucks because he brings activation. What do I mean by that? So, he places 2 big boy poisons and a poison sensitivity, and then each hit can activate one. So now they're only 1 turn poisons. So he places it once. Assuming he's on a 1-to-1 ratio, the enemy boss takes a turn, and then you activate the remaining poison on him, and then you start adding more poisons on the A1. It's just a way, like, you're taking off too many poisons. Now, each poison is making him stronger, right? But he takes some time to get ramped up. Right? So you do this, then you do this, and then you're doing this again. So if you don't land any of these poisons, then you're only ever blowing up, you're kind of taking off his own poisons. So he really could benefit from another poisoner, and that's where the activation part can start to help. Because then you can apply more poisons, take more off, apply more, take more off, and you're getting that extra poison damage over time. But what makes him so great at soloing is this feature right here, where you can give him 25% extra health and defense as the fight goes on. You just need him to live, which is why regeneration gear is so good. Thank you for the happy birthday, Cedric. During the night stream, don't hesitate to go to my account. Maybe you can help me with a hard dragon, only I will be absent then. Well, I thought I was, so that's why I'm sorry if I miscommunicated with you guys, and it's my fault for falling asleep last night and not setting this up before the stream. So I fully admit that, but I really wanted to do the ones for people that couldn't make the night stream today. But I'll figure out, I'll do another day stream and get you guys taken care of, because I do want to do as many account takeovers as I can. Especially for the clan, for people that have areas that they're struggling on. Now, let's go to the next question. Let me answer Cedric's question, because that's faster. What is replace Artak with? Tyrant? He has HP burn, ally protect, and damage reduction. He is in the vault. so I don't really use him. Let's look at Tyrant. I think Artak is technically better damage-wise, but Tyrant brings a little bit more to the table, right? So this is a really good ally protect. Any ally protect champion that also gives increased defense or strengthen is very, very good. Because not only is Tyrant absorbing the damage, he's also reducing the damage that gets done to those allies. HP burn. And then a heal. So Artak does more damage. Again, we're getting 10% decreased damage as well. It depends on what you need. HP burn by itself does good damage, but it's better in AoE fights. So I wouldn't necessarily bring an HP burn as my primary damage for like hard dragon. You may need to, because I think he's not immune to poisons. He just does more now, right? So it's tough. It's tough to say, but Tyrant is a good HP burner. Artak just does more damage because he activates his own burns, right? And then he can extend his burns with the A1 as well. So when put with counterattack, he's increasing those burns, activating them, increasing them, activating them, all of that, right? The only thing that I would say would have made him better is if he placed those burns, but it's still based on an attack. So it's a little weak there. Hi, puppy. Hi. Here. Hey. Oh, no. Come here. Come here. Come here. You don't want to be on camera? You saw me reach for the camera and you left? Okay. No one's gotten it. I think I've only shown you on camera a couple times, buddy. Okay. Back to Geomancer, because this is a big question. Like, Geomancer is such a confusing character to build, right? Like, what makes him so good? Let's go over his kit. So, Stone Guard decreases the damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto enemies under an HP burn debuff placed by this champion. If there are multiple champions of the team, only one will activate. Very, very important. So, reducing damage you take and then reflecting it back. But only under champions under his burn. Don't bring other burners with Geo. It doesn't work. They'll remove his burn potentially and place their own. And, that's a big part of his kit. The next part is the biggest part. Whenever this champion is attacked, deflects 30% of the damage instead. When deflecting damage on each enemy hit, has a 30% chance of dealing an additional damage equal to 3% of the target's max HP. What's similar to doing percent of the target's max HP? War Master. Now it's 4%. 1% difference. Geomancer has a built-in War Master when he gets attacked. Okay? Very important to understand that. When he gets attacked. So how do you build a champion that you want to get attacked? Well, you build them tough. You make them tough. You build them tanky. Right? Well, let's go over the rest of the kit. Fully depletes the turn meter. I forget about this all the time, so I'm going to assume you guys forget about this. The turn meter portion of this ability is both slept on, but also punishing on certain bosses. So you got to keep that in mind. Then he places HP burn and a weaken. Oh, the weaken I forget about too. I always forget about the weaken until I got him on my free-to-play account, and I was like, wait a minute, he brings weaken. That makes my Rathalos better. Let's bring him, right? Thank you for watching, Pazerlex. You have a good one. Thank you for the happy birthday again. The A2 removes all buffs, or if they're under an HP burn, steals all buffs. If it kills a champion, it reduces the cooldown of this ability. It's kind of a non-issue. You're not using this to refresh this cooldown, okay? It's very unlikely. And then the A1 has a chance to place decrease accuracy, but really you don't care about the A1 that much. The key is his Quicksand Grasp and his passive. That's what makes him a boss killer. Now you'll notice my masteries, I don't have any boss killing masteries. I have accuracy and survivability. Well, my Geomancer has 586 accuracy. Now, why would I possibly need on a PvE champion that much accuracy? Well, the answer is Iron Twins. But let me finish going over the kit so that you can get an idea about him. Let me go over his build, rather. So, defense percent on the gauntlets, HP percent on the chest, speed on the boots. You do need him to be kind of quick, right? You want him to refresh his cooldowns. Perception gear on him, only because of the accuracy on that roll. Here, I'm lucky enough to get accuracy and HP. You'll see the quad roll on HP here. That's big, right? Really, really big. HP on the ring. Again, maxing out the defense and HP that it provides. The only thing better than that would be something that that didn't have a roll into attack. So, like if I rolled this, for example, this could be a better ring. Let's find out. No. So, it's actually the exact same. Actually, it's actually slightly worse, right? Because this one's 19%. So, but yeah, this is a great ring for him. HP on the neck, you could do defense. I prefer HP. And that because I'm bringing other ways to keep him alive, so I just want him to not die. So then you've got, and this one had accuracy on it, which is very important, as we talked about. The crit damage on the neck doesn't matter. I probably have better necks to put him in. Ones that needs to have accuracy, but then I would hope to get better rolls, right? Maybe get HP rolls. This one did get defense, so or sorry, it didn't. Sorry, it got resistance, and we don't care about the resistance that much. And then, of course, accuracy on the banner. Again, we've got HP percent and defense percent and speed. Like, this is a great, great piece. We got great rolls with it going 2 in the defense. So, that's kind of what we're looking at. So, how do you use Geomancer? Well, you need to use Geomancer. There's a couple of different ways. So, one, he needs to take a hit, right? But the best way, and this is why my Iron Twins team is so good, this is my weakest affinity, so this may not work. So you're going to see Geomancer, he places the HP burn, right? I'm going to slow this down. So the boss takes a turn, and he extended that burn because of Aox. Okay? So we want to keep that burn up at all times. The boss is doing all that damage to himself. Right? We're not doing any of that. None of these champions have War Master. We're not doing any damage to the boss. He's doing it all to himself. And that's important. See, there we go. All that damage he did to himself. That's important because we don't want him to proc his... is she crit capped? She did a lot of crits there. I don't want her to be doing that many crits. She's got a lot of crit rate. Again, so he's doing all this damage to himself. That's how Geomancer works, right? The boss does damage to themselves off of Geomancer's passive, and it's a lot of damage. And so that's what you're looking for, right? With Geomancer, you're bringing him to do a ton of damage to bosses, and they do it to themselves. And so now see, that's what we want to avoid. We don't want that to happen. And you'll see we get punished for it, right? We lose our champion there. Interesting that he didn't revive there. There's the revive. So now we get the strengthen out. Is it enough? Is it too late? She dies again. We don't have the burn up, so we're not reducing the damage, and we took a lot. So like I said, this could fail. This is my worst affinity. That was good for us, but I don't think we're going to get the ally protect up in time. So I think we're still going to fail. Thank you, Paul, for the happy birthday. Yeah. So because he got that counter attack, right? He got that trigger. I need to turn that back so I don't forget later. That thing will be running for 20 minutes while I'm doing other stuff, right? So it's not 100%, but you can kind of get the concept. I wonder if Kyoku just has too much crit rate on her. She was smacking. Only 40%. But yeah, that's how Geomancer works. He does all the damage back to his attackers. That's the whole kind of concept behind him. So, and it does a lot. It does a lot, and he breaks certain characters or certain bosses in the game, right? He does the same thing to Ice Golem. So I use the exact same team in my Ice Golem team. I think, I mean, I actually, can I do stage 10 100% now? I think I can. So it takes a little bit longer. We have a hard time getting through the waves. I've often considered replacing Ultimate Death Knight with Emic Trunkheart, because Emic can refresh the cooldown of Seer, while also bringing the big shield that we get from Ultimate Death Knight, as well as an unkillable buff too, which can help. As long as she gets unfrozen here. There we go. Now, it's important to understand regarding this that you don't really need a lot of the other required buffs that you would want to bring, right? Like decreased defense, weaken. I mean, he brings weaken, but that kind of stuff doesn't matter as much when you're doing a team that's fully built around Geomancer. And I want to be clear, this team is fully built around Geomancer. It's a slow team. It's a less, like, exciting team. I don't think we're going to succeed either. Hey, Chico, thank you for the happy birthday. There we go. Alright, you'll see he's doing damage because I've been lucky enough to get the Geomancer debuff on both of these. That he's doing damage to his ally as well. And himself. Now the buff fell off. But we'll get it applied back on. Ugh, keeps targeting the allies. This takes forever. It's such a long fight. But another reason that Geomancer is so good here is because all the damage that's done to Ice Golem is done by himself, which doesn't trigger his passive, where he freezes you and resummons his allies, right? So both allies are dead now. And we put the burn up, and then he's just doing his attack to us. And so because he's doing the damage to himself, you'll notice he didn't just blow us up and summon his guys, right? So you see he took 260 damage, then he took several other bits of damage. So 236. That was just the burn, and then it burned and fell off, which is why he didn't get the additional damage, but we'll see the additional damage on this turn from him. So there you go. Look at how many of those were 200,000s, right? I look like MTG Jedi. I don't know what's he look like. Nah, I don't see that. I'm not, that's not an insult. I aside from the hairline maybe, but I don't think I look like him.
We're all eagerly waiting for the Hella Crusher.
Definitely the same hairline though. All right, what do we got? So I hope that answers your question. I know it was a long-winded question about Geomancer and how to build him, but a couple of things you want to keep in mind. Early game, you're going to want to build him. I didn't realize I had no masteries on Lady Mikage. That's why she's like not doing work for me. I got to get that fixed. This is not my recommended build for Geomancer. I would recommend going down into War Master. I'm doing this because he's specifically used for Iron Twins, and I need to have massive numbers when it comes to accuracy. And I'm doing that without using an accuracy chest, right? I'm using an HP chest because I need him to take a hit. On my free-to-play account, I had a high accuracy requirement for a boss, and I had to put him in an accuracy chest for that. So, Savage, Tactic Savage, when you commented that, all I saw was Savage and the smiley face, and I thought you were saying I was being savage, and I was like, no. I'm insulting myself. I have no hair. Like, it's gone. Like, look, it goes bye-bye. Like, I was not trying to comment on MTG Jedi's hairline. I was commenting on my own and saying that we have a similar lack of such. So I'm not trying to be savage, I swear. All right. Oh shit! It's over 2 o'clock. I was gonna end at 2 o'clock. Like I said, my family's gonna be home here shortly. and we're gonna go spend some time together for my birthday, and then I'll stream again at 9 p.m. tonight. I have a couple of takeovers that are scheduled, so we'll be doing those, and then who knows? I don't know how late I'm going either. I'm gonna go as late as necessary because I'm off tomorrow too. So I get to sleep in. Well, I can take my daughter to school, but after that, then I get to come home and take a nap, and I'll probably sleep all day. So thank you all so much for watching. Last reminder, if you're not already subscribed to me, please, please, please do that. It's the best way to support my channel right now. I'm trying really, really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate any help that you guys can give. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you all tonight.